The 911 dispatcher picked up, and a woman's voice exploded through the line. "There's a massive, dangerous creature loose in our neighborhood," she screamed, her words dripping with panic. "It's trespassing, and I don't feel safe in my own house." The operator kept cool. "What kind of animal, ma'am?" A beat of silence, then, "I don't know. Some mountain beast with a bell on its neck. It looks like it escaped from a farm. Send animal control and police saw before someone gets hurt." 2 minutes later, sirens wailed, and 3 sheriff's deputies, plus an animal control officer, roared into whispering pines, lights flashing like a midnight carnival. All this over a fluffy white goat named Daisy, who'd wandered 20 feet past my ranch fence onto the HOA's precious walking trail. I stepped outside, just as Eleanor, the caller, jabbed her finger at Daisy like she was orchestrating a military sting. "That's it. That's the trespassing monster," she shrieked. "Impound it." The officers swapped puzzled looks. "Ma'am," one deputy said, treading lightly, "that's a goat." Eleanor doubled down. "It's aggressive. It's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Get out, saw." That's when I strolled over, Daisy's leash in one hand, my Senate ID in the other. Eleanor's face drained of color when she saw that ID. The deputy's eyebrow shot up. The animal control guy blinked hard. "Is that what I think it is?" the deputy asked. I nodded, calm as a summer breeze. "Yup, I'm a retired U.S. senator. And this goat she just dialed 911 over? She's my therapy pet." The air went so quiet you could have heard a feather drop. "Let me take you back. I'm Samuel Harper, born on a scrappy farm outside Nashville, Lee, Tennessee. I served in the Army, then climbed to the U.S. Senate. But no matter where life pulled me, I knew I'd return to the land. After years in politics, I bought a stunning ranch just outside in Arizona, gated community not saw the HOA, but close enough to ruffle feathers. I craved peace, dirt under my boots, and the gentle bleat of goats. Daisy was my favorite, gentle, clever, and my anchor after losing my wife to cancer. She got me through days when grief felt like a lead weight. She wasn't just a pet, she was my lifeline. My ranch was on sovereign land, free from HOA rules, and that drove Eleanor, the HOA president, up the wall. She lived 2 houses down in a postcard-perfect home with a white porch swing and fake roses. At first, she played nice, dropping off cookies and cooing. "Welcome to Whispering Pines. I'm the HOA president, so if you need help with compliance or landscaping, I'm your gal." I smiled. "Thanks, but my land's outside your jurisdiction." Her smile twitched, and that's when the trouble started. Eleanor began with petty jabs notes on my gate about HOA standard grass height, or gripes that my wooden fence clashed with the VYB. She called my gravel driveway too country, and my wind chimes auditory trash. Things escalated when Daisy slipped out. I'd left the gate open while fixing a fence, and Daisy, ever curious, trotted onto the HOA trail, sniffing flowers and hopping stones like a kid playing hopscotch. Eleanor spotted her and went berserk, flapping her arms and yelling, "Get back, you filthy beast." Daisy just blinked and bleated. That's when Eleanor called 911. By the time I got outside, deputies were on the scene, and Eleanor was in full meltdown. I flashed my Senate ID, and Deputy Tom Larson, an old friend from my brother's Army days, stepped in. "Ma'am," he told Eleanor, "Senator Harper's land isn't under HOA control. He can keep animals, especially a certified therapy pet." Eleanor's face turned crimson. "That thing's a menace," she snapped, pointing at Daisy, who was nibbling grass. Tom held firm. "You called 911 for a non-emergency. That's a problem." She stormed off, muttering about the board. I figured that'd be the end, but the next morning, a red sign appeared at my ranch entrance. Notice: illegal livestock operation. Remove animals or face fines. No signature, just HOA letterhead and taped to the back, a photo of Daisy with a red X over her face. My gut twisted. This wasn't petty, it was a threat. I called Tom, who came by in plain clothes, took photos, and shook his head. "This is harassment, Sam. Maybe intimidation. Want to press charges?" "Not yet," I said. "Let's keep it quiet." But Eleanor wasn't slowing down. A week later, my neighbor Lisa, a single mom and schoolteacher, came to me in tears. Eleanor's tried to EVYCT me, she said. She filed a complaint saying I'm associating with a non-compliant resident because my kids play with Daisy after school. I gritted my teeth. She's dragging your kids into this? I vowed to protect Lisa, but Eleanor was making it personal. Then came the letter official-looking, no return address. It read, Senator or not, your presence disrupts our peaceful community. Leave quietly, or the HOA will remove you by force, legally or otherwise. That same day, my foreman, Jack, spotted a dark SUV idling outside the fence, 2 guys inside, one snapping photos of the barn. They peeled out when we approached. We weren't paranoid we were being watched. The next night, I woke to shouts and the stench of smoke. Jack was battling flames at the tool shed with a fire extinguisher. Call the fire department. I yelled, but my heart sank when I saw Daisy's pen gate open, Daisy gone. The fire was deliberate, set with accelerants. Trail cam footage showed a hooded figure at 1:57 a.m., limping as they poured liquid around the shed, lit a match, and led Daisy away with a rope. Eleanor had a limp from twisting her ankle last month. Tom watched the video, his face grim. That's enough for a warrant, but she'll deny everything. I went to Lisa, who gasped at the footage. Will you testify? I asked. She hesitated, then nodded. For you and Daisy, I will. The story cracked open when Daisy was returned, tied to a tree near the trail. The trail cam caught Eleanor's face, clear as day, dragging Daisy back like a thief. I gave the footage to Tom, but before he could act, a black pickup truck smashed through my gate, Leah VYing splintered wood and tire tracks. This wasn't vandalism, it was war. Then Jack vanished. He'd gone to buy feed, but never returned. I found his phone, smashed, near the HOA clubhouse, a Navy sticker on the back. Tom sent deputies to search, but Jack hadn't reached the feed store. That night, Lisa ran to my porch with a bloodied HOA walkie-talkie she'd found under her deck, signed out to Eleanor's cousin, Mike, a thug with an assault record. Tom got a warrant for an old utility building behind the HOA clubhouse. Inside, they found Jack bound, bruised but alive. They said I needed to send a message, he croaked, that you're ruining the community. Mike was arrested with Eleanor's HOA credit card, but Eleanor had fled her house empty, electronics gone. The FBI took over, labeling it organized harassment. The news went wild. Senator's ranch war sparks manhunt. We fortified the ranch cameras, motion lights, armed patrols. Veterans from my goat yoga classes formed a protective circle. Daisy became a symbol, with Team Daisy shirts everywhere. 3 nights later, a crash woke me. Pinned to my door was a rain-soaked note. This isn't over. I have friends everywhere. Tom confirmed the handwriting was Eleanor's. During a storm, the power cut out, and Daisy's frantic bleats led us to the barn. A figure bolted out the back, but deputies tackled him in the mud. Not Eleanor, but her lawyer, Greg, with bolt cutters and my ranch's blueprints. She's at the canyon overlook, he spat. Said you'd come. We rolled out 2 trucks, 3 deputies, Tom, Jack, and me. At the overlook, Eleanor stood in the rain, hood up, trembling. You ruined everything, she screamed. I built this neighborhood, and you made them love saw you saw. Lightning flashed as she pulled a remote. I'll burn it all before you win. Tom's team had jammed the signal. She collapsed, sobbing as they cuffed her. This won't stop them, she whispered. Eleanor was charged with conspiracy, arson, abduction, and harassment. Peace returned, but a new letter arrived from the HOA, now led by Eleanor's sister, Diane, demanding a compliance hearing. I showed up with veterans, Lisa, her kids, and a federal investigator. News crews broadcast live as I called out their baseless threats. Diane resigned. The HOA was audited, and lawsuits followed. Daisy became a national hero, gifted vests and tiny sunglasses. Lisa's son hung a sign, Harper's Ranch, home of freedom. As I sat by the fire with Daisy, sipping sweet tea, I felt peace hard won, but real. But Eleanor's words haunted me. This won't stop them. Who's them? If your neighbor waged war over a goat, would you stay calm or fight fire with fire? How far would you go to protect what's yours? Share your thoughts below, smash that like button, and subscribe for more stories that'll keep you hooked. Where are you watching from?